My name is Marty Johannes, and I'm the Careers and Finance Librarian for the Johnson County Library. And tonight's program is the fourth program in our Careers Begin Here series, and it focuses on the resources that you can access through the Johnson County Library. Tonight, you're going to learn about the range of resources that Johnson County Library makes available to the community members who want to assess or perhaps reassess their talents, skills, and interests, explore career options, look for jobs, make a career change, and or advance in their current career. All of these resources that we're going to talk about are accessible from the Johnson County Library's Career Development Research page. So I'm going to share my screen and stop my video so you can focus on the resources that we're going to be talking about. So this is the I want to show you how to get to the career development page from our homepage. One way is to click on the blue ribbon on the research tab, and you'll get a drop-down menu. And on that drop-down menu, select career development. And that will take you to the career development page where all of these resources are collected. First of all, we're going to start by accessing the online programs archive. And you'll notice here that, as I mentioned, tonight's program is the fourth program in the Careers Begin Here series that Johnson County Library is presenting this spring to raise awareness of the many career-related and free resources that are available in our community for job seekers. And all of these programs are accessible for viewing in the Careers Begin Here section. The first program in this series was all about the workforce partnership. The second program was presented by Flint Hills Job Corps. The third program, which was presented last week and has not yet been added to the archive, featured Johnson County Community College and the Kansas Promise Scholarship. And as you can see, we also have a number of recordings of programs that we've offered over the last several years that are available for you to view at your convenience. And we're going to move on to the guide on exploring career options. As you already know, the first step in finding a good career fit is learning about yourself. And one way to do this is by taking self-assessments, which enable you to identify your strengths, your talents, your gifts, your likes, dislikes, etc. So in this guide, we provide links to what we think are some of the best free self-assessment tools. One of my favorites is the Agile Work Profiler. It enables you to not only discover your unique skills and abilities, but also to identify jobs in the KC metro area that utilize these agilities. So this is how you take the Agile Work Profiler. And then just to give you an overview of what kind of information you can get from taking the profiler and using some of the other tools. This is a helpful self-assessment for students, career launchers, those who are re-entering their careers, or those who are making a career transition. And this just enables you to figure out what skills you bring into the workplace that have value. And we're going to watch a short video on the Agility's Career Explorer.
Changes brought about by COVID-19 and social and economic justice efforts are reshaping the workplace. Individuals must be prepared to operate in this new environment. This is all the more reason to discover and use your Agilities. Agilities give you a fast, new personalized way to look at careers. The DeBruce Foundation has created interactive Career Explorer tools featuring Agilities to make it easy to see more options for yourself. Use one or try them all. Want to know the 5 features to look for in a job? Use the Agilities Job Decoder. Curious about where your Agilities are needed most? Use the Occupation Explorer. Want to know which jobs are hiring? Use the Opportunity Explorer. Want to look at 2 or 3 jobs at the same time? Use the Agilities Comparison Tool. Want a quick look at Kansas City education options beyond high school? Use the Education Explorer tool. Enjoy expanding your pathways to growth and opportunity with the DeBruce Foundation Career Explorer tools.
So that provides you with a nice overview of the Agilities, what you can learn by doing the Agilities work profiler, and how you can explore career options through there. Another self-assessment tool is Career One Stop. And it is published by the U.S. Department of Labor. And with it, you can do assessments in multiple areas, such as interest and skills and work values. You can also explore careers, find training, and search for jobs. And there's a short video that explains what Career One Stop can do for you. Okay, so that gives you a good feel for what Career One Stop can do for you. Also, another great resource in this area is Johnson County Community College. So if you are a current or maybe even a prospective student at JCCC, you can attend free self-assessment workshops there offered by the Career Development Center. And this gives you an idea. We link to it from our page, and this gives you an idea of what some of the ways that the Career Development Center can help you discover yourself, explore careers, prepare for a job search, etc. Okay, so after you've identified your specific strengths and the careers that match those strengths, you can find out more about those careers in the Occupational Outlook Handbook, which is listed here under What Careers Match My Skills. Now, this is a resource developed by and maintained by the U.S. Department of Labor, and it provides in-depth profiles of hundreds of occupations. In the chat, you mentioned customer service as a possible job interest. So let's go ahead and do a search under customer service and look at the kind of information that we can find about customer service. So here it says customer service representatives. And I don't see anything that specifically mentions remote, but that's probably a separate search that you could do. But anyway, to give us a feel for what customer service representatives do, first of all, under the summary tab, we can see what customer service representatives can expect to make, what the median pay is, the typical entry-level education, work experience in a related occupation, on-the-job training. What customer service representatives do? They interact with customers to handle complaints, process orders, and answer questions. What kind of work environment do they have? They're employed in nearly every industry and most work full-time. How do you become one? You typically need a high school diploma to enter the occupation, and you're trained on the job. And you should be good at communicating and interacting with people. And then if you go to the next tab, what they do, it goes more in depth as to the actual duties of a customer service representative. So you have a whole page here about what customer service representatives do, and you have more detailed information about the work environment. 18% are employed in the retail trade, 11% are employed by insurance carriers, and talks about the work schedules. Although most customer service representatives work full-time, some work part-time. Jobs in call centers may require representatives to work shifts early in the morning or late at night because some call centers are open 24 hours a day. And then you can look at how to become one. What kind of education, what training is needed? Are there any licenses or certifications required? And then more in-depth information on the typical pay that you can expect to make and what the job outlook is. So the job outlook is expected to grow about 5% overall. Well, let's see. No, actually, employment of customer service representatives is projected to decline 4% from 2021 to 2031. But despite declining employment, about 389,000 openings for customer service representatives are projected each year on average over that decade. So you get a real feel for what this kind of work involves and what similar occupations are for people who have customer service skills or are interested in customer service work. There are some related occupations that you might want to consider. And how to get more information, There are some articles on customer service skills that you could look at. So as you can see, the Occupational Outlook provides a lot of great information on different occupations. I know when I was considering getting into the field of library work, I looked up information about librarianship in the Occupational Outlook handbook. And then that's how I found out about which colleges offered degrees in librarianship. And I applied and entered that program and so on. So once you've identified the kinds of jobs that you're looking for, you need to know where to look for job postings. So we're going to go on to our next guide, Finding Local Jobs. These are specific websites for both county and city and federal government jobs, as well as for jobs in the nonprofit sector, and then, of course, jobs in the public sector with for-profit employers. One of the most popular job posting services is Indeed. And so we're going to go ahead and do a search on Indeed for customer service positions in Overland Park. So you start with a job title. And let's just put in customer service representative. And we'll start with Overland Park just to give you a feel for what's involved. And let's see how many results we get. We can filter the results by date that the job was posted, by proximity, like within 15 miles of Overland Park, by specific job type, shifts and schedules, etc. So let's just go ahead and do a simple search based on customer service representative positions in Overland Park or within 15 miles of Overland Park. So we do a search and we come up with 698 jobs currently posted for customer service specialist. I'm trying to think of some way. Let's put in remote customer service representative and see if that works. Okay, so here's a patient relations specialist, a remote opportunity after the training is completed for Sapitas Eye Centers. Here's a customer service representative position, work from home in Olathe, Kansas. So you can see, and that gave us actually 26 jobs that are currently posted that are somehow related to customer service work that's done remotely. And then you can, for instance, looking at this first one posted by Sapitas Eye Centers. It tells you what the minimum education is, skills and experience required or desired. And this was posted 30 plus days ago. Okay, and then if you're interested in applying, you would click here, put in your name and your information and go from there. You can also set alerts for jobs that you're interested in. So if you want to receive the latest job alerts for remote customer service representative in the Overland Park, Kansas area or nearby area, you can put in your email address and you can activate a search. And so every time there's a new remote customer service position posted, you'll receive an alert in your email telling you about that. And then you can go into it, see it. And if it's something that you're interested in, you can apply for it. You can also find, in addition to finding job listings, you can also find company reviews. So let's say you're interested in that Sabatez Eye Center job that's listed. So it'd be interesting to see what current or former employees have to say about it. So they currently don't have any reviews for that. So that's not a great example. Can you think of a particular employer that you would be interested in seeing reviews on? And if so, put that in the chat. I'm thinking, let's say, maybe, let's just say Price Chopper as an employer. Okay, so there are 965 reviews on Price Chopper, and 67% of the people. Bread Financial, is that an employer in this area? Let's try and see if we can find anything for them. Okay. Bread Financial is a tech-forward financial services company. Okay, so there are 1,652 reviews, and they get an overall rating of 3.6 out of 5. And so if you look at the reviews, here's someone gives it 5 stars, says it's such an amazing company to work with. That's great. And then you can also look at the less positive reviews. So let's go over here and look at some of those. There were 570 people gave it a 5-star rating. 426 gave it a 4-star, and 325 gave it a 3-star. So really not bad. And you can actually look at all 1,652 reviews. You can also see what they have to say about, let's look at the snapshot. 80% of the employees approve of Ralph Andretta, the president and CEO. They approve of his performance. I think that's a pretty high rating. So anyway, you can see some great information about the company, and you can hear from people who actually have some inside insight into that company. So let's move on to the next section, which is the job search help section. And it provides resources on, just a sec, let me get all the way back. Okay, so we're going to go to the next guide. We just looked at finding local jobs. Now we're going to job search help. And this covers everything from getting support to managing your job search to researching potential employers, networking, etc. So, as some of us know, I think probably any of us who have been job seekers can find the job seeking process to be a scary and lonely process. And one huge help can be job support groups. So we have a listing of job support groups in the KC metro area. It's a multi-page listing. It includes groups that meet in person and or online. It provides an excellent opportunity for networking with other people who have their own networks. It includes also, in addition to the different groups that meet in the Kansas City area, it also includes helpful career-related resources like information about LinkedIn and about jobs.aarp.org and information about some of the Johnson County Library resources that we're talking about. So we, in addition to being able to access this online from our career development page, you can also access it. You can also pick up a hard copy at many of our libraries that have career and finance boards. So there are many steps in the job search process, and we have some great resources to help you through those steps. The first one we're going to look at is BrainFuse Job Now. And it's a resource that provides assistance with all aspects or many aspects of the job search process. You can chat with a live job coach who can assist you with searching, applying, and preparing for jobs. You can find resume templates and tips for writing an optimal resume. You can also submit your resume to a live resume expert to provide feedback on your resume. You can get coaching from on interviewing from live experts. And you can also access credentialing resources on a wide range of jobs. And to use this, you will need to, let me get to the live job coach. And this connects you with what they call a tutor, but it's actually a job coach. And this is how you communicate with the coaches via this chat function. Okay, and then we also have another resource, the Job and Career Accelerator. And it's what I call an online career coach that guides you through each step of the process. You can access your skills, or you can assess your skills. You can match your skills to occupations. You can create a resume. You can find job listings, and you can track your job search process. And if we go ahead and just access this now, you'll see some of the different sections of this tool to help step you through each of the stages of finding a job. And then I also want to point out Workforce Partnership. It's an organization in Johnson County, also in Leavenworth and Wyandotte counties. And it's a nonprofit organization that supports job seekers in a variety of ways, with skills assessments, with, let me get that open. It's thinking. With skills assessments, workshops on creating resumes and improving your interviewing skills. Holding hiring events and paying for training. And for some reason, we're having difficulty pulling that up. Here we go. A little slow, but on their website, they explain who they are. They work to match job seekers with employers. So they work with both job seekers and employers. If you click on the job seekers resources, you'll see that they provide the following services: resume writing, interview skills, career exploration, job leads, etc. They work with many different populations: those people who are recently unemployed, those who are veterans, mature workers, those who are 50 plus years of age, those who have disabilities, and also young adults. They have a lot of great programs for those ages like 16 to 24. And you may recall that I mentioned that they did a presentation for our Careers Begin Here series. And to find out more information about the support that Workforce Partnership provides, I encourage you to view their presentation in the online programs archive that we showed you at the beginning of the program, and also to visit the Workforce Partnership location in either Johnson County, Wyandotte County, or Leavenworth County, whichever is closest to you. The one in Johnson County is located right off of 35 at 87th Street, just down the street from the Central Resource Library. And I want to mention one more metro area organization that does wonderful work. It supports job seekers in a variety of ways, and it's the Women's Employment Network. It provides support for women entering or re-entering the workforce through personal and professional development workshops and financial coaching. They have both in-person program, which is open just to women, but during the pandemic, they also began offering online workshops. And those online workshops, which are excellent, I've attended many of them, they are open to all, not just women. And you can see that they work with you, but they work with the whole person. They work not only on, assessing your skills, but also figuring out what barriers you might be up against and how you could best work to overcome those barriers. They are going to be presenting a workshop or a program as part of the Career Begins Here series in March, and I'll give more information about that program later on in this session. Okay, so we've talked about already researching a potential employer by using Indeed.com. But there's other great resources that you can utilize to research a potential employer. And keep in mind, let's say you've applied for some positions and you've been provided to interview with a company. The company has done research on you before they invite you for an interview. You need to also do research on them and know more about the company and be able to ask questions that show that you've done your research and that you're really interested in working for this company. So you can start, first of all, with the company's website. Read about the history of the company's mission and vision statements, their leadership. Find out about the company, any news about the company that's been in local publications lately. So you can, first of all, look in the Kansas City Business Journal. And the Kansas City Business Journal is accessible to our Johnson County Library patrons. All you have to do is have a Johnson County Library card number and PIN. And if you don't already have one of those, simply come into any of our 14 branch locations, bring a piece of ID with your current name and address, and fill out a short application, and we can get you a library card so that you can access these resources that we're talking about. Another great place to look for news about a company is in the Kansas City Star. So do a search in the Kansas City Star. And again, you can access the Kansas City Star free through Johnson County Library. You can access it virtually or online using your computer. We also have subscriptions to the print copies of both the Kansas City Star and the Kansas City Business Journal. So, and you can find those at our library, some of our library branches, if you prefer to read it in print. Okay, and then another way to do research on an employer is to use this basically suite of databases. You can see we have a database just on US businesses, on Canadian businesses. We have the standard white pages, which is like a big national white pages if you're looking for a long lost friend or colleague. But we're going to do a search in the US businesses database, and we'll start with the company name. And why don't we go ahead? You had mentioned Bread Financial. Let's go ahead and look that up. And since I don't know, let's look up and see if they're located in Kansas. Yes, they're located. So that is, we can see by the arrow pointed up that this is a subsidiary of the corporation. Let's see. Let's revise our search and let's look in all locations. We get 16 results, and we can find where the top company is located, where the corporate headquarters are located. And we do that by noticing you'll see all of these arrows point up except this one. And so it's based out of Columbus, Ohio. And we've already learned from looking at Indeed that Ralph Andretta is the CEO. And so if we click on this, we can see that there are no job listings in Indeed for Bread Financial Holdings. We can see a business profile. Alliance Data Systems is one of the leading providers of transaction, credit, and marketing services in the United States. And the corporate location has 200 employees. It looks like total there are 6,000 corporate employees and that it's a publicly traded business. So we should be able to find lots of information on it. And we can see, here's the management directory. We can also load company news. So you'll notice that just 3 days ago, it talks about shareholder. There's an article in Yahoo Finance about shareholders. Let's see. So you can see there are quite a few articles that have been posted in just the past month. So you might want to read those and figure out what people are saying about this company currently in the news. We could also go back, and I'm just curious to see the one that's located in Lenexa. Let's see what we can find out about that location. So it looks, we get the location information, and it gives the business profile, and it says that there are 400 employees at this location, it's a branch of a public company, and it tells you who the parent company is too. And then it tells you who the managers and the vice presidents are. And let's see, if we load company news, we see more company news. Some of it, the same news that we were seeing for the financial holding company. So again, another great source of information. We can also, there's one other research tool that enables you to find out more about an employer, a potential employer, and that's Glassdoor. By going to Glassdoor, it's similar to what we were finding on Indeed. You can find out what former employees have said about the culture, the management, etc. So let's go ahead and we'll do another search, unless you prefer that I look for something other than Bread Financial. And if so, you can put that in the chat. I'll go ahead and do a search. For Bread Financial. Okay. So it's really not, let's see if this, okay, so it was founded in 1996. We know it's based out of Columbus, Ohio. We can see there have been 1.2 thousand reviews. We can see the overall reviews. Oh, you can actually search job titles. So let's just put in customer service rep and see if we can customer service find reviews. Looks like overall, the company gets 3.5 stars. 51% of the employees would recommend it to a friend. 85% approve of the CEO, similar to what we saw on Indeed. Okay, so you get some 5-star reviews. Then you get to see all the reviews across the spectrum. And let's see, flexibility and balance. What does it say? You'll have the opportunity to grow your career, give back to your community, and be a part of our award-winning culture. So lots of great information. And that's glassdoor.com. And all of these are on the guide for job search help in the section Researching a Potential Employer. Now, the next section we're going to look at is the networking section. Developing your networking skills will help you find out about new job opportunities and further develop your career. So when we look down here, here's a book list on networking for career development. And I just want to point out one of the books on this list that is one of my favorites. It's entitled Coffee, Lunch, Coffee, A Practical Field Guide for Master Networking. It was written by a local author. Her name is Alana Mueller. And she explains why networking is so important for both professional success and personal success. And she also explains how you can go about developing your networking skills. I thought it was very insightful. Another great networking tool is LinkedIn.com. It's the world's largest professional network. I've seen it compared to or described as Facebook for professions. And I want to point out that in the online programs archive, we have a program presented by a professional development consultant entitled Networking for Professional Success. And it explains how you can use LinkedIn, how, first of all, you can develop a LinkedIn profile, and then also how you can use LinkedIn to effectively network and to achieve your career goals. Now, some jobs require an entrance exam or certifications, a test to get into the field or to get certified. In our guide, Online Resources for Test Prep and Certifications, one of our staff members has listed all the different career prep and certification materials that you can access from our online resources, either Learning Express Library, Universal Class, or BrainFuse Job Now. And you'll notice that these cover a whole range of occupations, from air traffic controller to a commercial driver's license, to electricians and plumbing, to military and nursing, as well as entrance exams for getting into college or postgraduate school. And you can also access tutorials and practice tests. And then our last section that we're going to cover is on continuing education. In the chat, please enter a skill, either a new skill that you'd be interested in learning to qualify for a new job, or maybe to move up in your existing career, or maybe an existing skill that you feel like you need some brushing up on. Enter in the chat if there are some computer programs that you'd like to learn, or accounting or bookkeeping, or web development, because we have a couple of really great tools. The first one I want to mention is Udemy. Okay, administration. So let's look and see what Udemy has in the way of courses related to office skills or administration skills. Udemy offers literally thousands of on-demand video courses on a wide range of topics, from business, technology, and design to personal interest. You'll need a Johnson County Library card and PIN, and you'll also need to create an account. So let's go ahead and sign in. I've already created an account, so I just need to log back on. And this may take a minute. I noticed I was having difficulty getting in earlier. I had to do this several times. So it says, let's start learning, Marty, what to learn next. And you kind of get a feel for what's up here, what's available, some of the things that are available: cloud computing, data science, development, IT operations, leadership and management, marketing, personal development, project management and operations. Let's look up office administration. Okay. So let's look up Microsoft Office 365 administration. Okay. Well, that's pretty, actually, that's more of a database management. Let's see what we can find for office skills. Okay, so if you want to learn more about Microsoft Office, you can do this course, Master Microsoft Word, Beginner to Advanced. The Ultra Microsoft Office 2021 365 Training Bundle. I know that Microsoft Office is used in a lot of organizations, including the Johnson County Library. So we all have to be familiar with it. And then you can also learn, in addition to Word, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Office shortcuts, practical leadership skills, efficiency training, so advanced Microsoft Office. Let's see, communication fundamentals, how to communicate better, management skills. There's a team leadership skills masterclass. Excel oh, here's the Ultimate Real Life Office 365 Productivity course. So that just kind of gives you a feel. Do any of those sound appealing? And if so, can you put in chat which one you would be interested in looking at more closely? Microsoft Word is a really basic skill to have. So we can look at this, what this course involves. No prior Microsoft Word knowledge is needed. And then In the course content, it shows that there are 26 sections consisting of 105 lectures. I would bet that those range anywhere from like 5 to 10-minute lectures. It's 6.5 hours total length, and it gives you an introduction, the essentials, the basics of entering and editing text, page layout, working with Microsoft Word tabs and Word tables. Tells you a little bit about your instructor, and it gives you ratings of people who have taken the course. Overall, it looks like she gets this course gets a 4.6 star rating, which is tells me that it's a well-received course. So that just gives you a feel for what you can find in Udemy. And then I want to show you one last continuing education resource, and that's our Universal Class. And like Udemy, for Universal Class, you have to, first-time users will need to create an account, and returning users will need to log in. I've already created an account, so I can just go ahead and sign in, and it remembers my login. And then this listing gives you an idea of some of the courses that you can take: accounting, business, career training, finance. If any of these appeal to you, please put it in chat and we can look at one of these more closely. Oh, here's one on office skills. Personal, and all of these resources that I've mentioned are all free of charge. All that you need to access those, all of these that I've talked about, is some of these that are paid for by the Johnson County Library collection require a library card number and PIN, and sometimes it asks you to create an account. But all the resources that we've looked at are free to access. Like here are 75 online self-help courses on anger management and aromatherapy and career coaching and clutter control. Just a whole range of different topics that are just for fun. Pet and animal care. And then if we go to, let's go up to office skills and just look at some of the courses. ABCs of English Grammar, Administrative Assistant 101, Advertising, Marketing, and Sales Writing, Business Management, Communication with Diplomacy and Tact, Customer Relationship Management. And once you complete these, like this is a 9-hour course, there are 13 lessons, 25 exams and assignments, about 9 hours in length. And then you'll receive, once you complete this, a certificate that, and these are the course lessons that you'll take the wow factors of customer service training, the benefits of exceptional customer service management, what the learning outcomes are, additional course. You can earn an official certificate documenting course hours and CEUs. And again, these are self-paced. You do them on your own time when it's most convenient for you and at your own pace. So, any questions about any of the resources that we've looked at? I'm going to go ahead and start my video again. And that, I hope you can hear that at closing announcement. I want to point out again that all of these resources are, just a minute. I want to point out again that all of these resources are accessible from the Johnson County Library Career Development page. That's the only page that we've looked at in this particular program. We also post information about our career and finance programs, our any community services like Workforce Partnership, the Women's Employment Network, job fairs that are happening in the community, job postings. We put them on the career and finance boards or binders that are located throughout the Johnson County Library system. If you have any follow-up questions, please feel free to email me. My email address was on the reminder that you received about this program. It's JOHANNESM@jocolibrary.org. The next program in the Careers Begin Here series is on Tuesday, March 21st at 2 p.m., featuring the Women's Employment Network. And I can't say enough good things about the Women's Employment Network and the support that they wrap around, especially women who are maybe just entering the workforce or just re-entering the workforce after staying home and caring for children or whatever. So I do encourage you to sign up for that. I thank you for joining us this evening, and I encourage you to enjoy the rest of your evening. Good night.